Okay, I'm finally live after missing yesterday and being late for today. Now, I missed yesterday's stream due to digestive issues, having chronic digestive issues. Uh, there's okay. I was about to say there should be footage there somewhere. I'm gonna skip on the details of why I had digestive issues beyond saying I have chronic digestive issues, and the details of my digestive issues vary from incident to incident, but not the reason why I have digestive issues, and I've gone over that multiple times, so I'm kind of holy crap. All right. Okay. I wanted to make sure that was actually now. The only detail I'm going to give is that it was going to be a rather unwatchable stream because of how frequently I was going to the restroom. It was bad. I will say that being that I have a damaged digestive system, it's shit like that does pop up. I just have to kind of deal with it best I can. Now, with that done, I'm going to mute my microphone so that I can talk to in-game characters.
Wake me up if I'm gonna get eaten.
Wake me up if I'm gonna get eaten.
You're a hell of a soldier.
Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into my map. All right, covered that one. I believe what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the points of interest. Now, I couldn't do it earlier because the game kind of forced me to jump into the side mission right away. I don't like doing the side mission first. And mark that on my map. Just in case I have to do this area again. I don't remember doing this previously. I legit don't have a memory of doing it. So we're just going to go this way and do all the other stuff on this particular planet that I didn't have an opportunity to do earlier. Oh, I almost forgot as to why I was late for today's stream. I was late for today's stream due to circumstances beyond my control yet again. My internet went down for like an hour and a half, so I really didn't get it up until like 5-ish. So, you know, what am I gonna do? I can't stream without internet, so like this week for streaming purposes has been more or less a shit show. Not that I could have done anything to prevent it. Alright, I'm doing that so if I screw this up, I can just save scum. Ooh, I was 90% sure I fucked that up. I was so certain I fucked that up. Let me quickly check on something. Assignments. 4-7. League. Medals. Hostile takeover. Valuable minerals. The only one I've completed on that is the gases. I'm not gonna do like all this, like the medals and the tags I've never completed, and it's never made any difference in the future games. The only one of those that really did was the well, it would be in the completed area now. Yeah, it's a bit of a scroll up. The only one that actually matters for future games is the Asari writings. That and one license. I don't know why, but I only do that one. And I always try to finish the Prothean artifacts. Oh, I should probably highlight something else on my map so it's not constantly taking me to something I finished. Okay. Let me pinpoint this anomaly. Alright, that's... Okay, that was on me. Trying to back out into the gameplay and I accidentally backed out of the vehicle. Now, if there was like a hazard here, that would have been terrible. Probably should be with the fact that this is like a volcano-ish planet. I am so glad this is the last thing to get on this planet. Buried safe box. Okay, medallion recovered. League of one medallion. It's possible he discovered it while they were digging, but there is no way to know for certain. Alrighty. I am done with this planet. If memory serves, somewhat ironically, I ended that planetary mission early due to, digestive issues. It's gonna be the death of me one of these days. Okay, let me just quickly save over this. There. I want to finish as many of these assignments as possible. Alright, I want to do hostile takeover because, alright, high-ranking criminal. Stern has asked you to eliminate 2 of her unpleasant compatriots. Their bases are located in the hand and disc systems. After eliminating okay. I'm gonna have to click on this to actually see what it is. I have to go and Gamma Sigma. That's not it. Alright. I'm gonna mute myself real quickly. Oh, perfect. I have a hazard level 2. It's probably cold hazard. Okay, Syndicate hideout. That's my vehicle. Alright. One thing of debris to look at and nothing else. That's a little light, but that just means I can finish with this planet all the quicker. I don't like these hazard planets. I always take way too much damage. I would really love to stop playing with Mount Son of a Bitch here. Get your ass up there. There we go. Get up there. I'm really gonna hate traveling on this planet, aren't I? I can see how uneven it is. Can you imagine trying to drive on it without that weak-ass little booster? I'm gonna opt to drive around that one. Oh no, it's probably on that mountain. Alright, I'm not gonna be given that option. I see how I'm gonna go up there. Oh, I was totally given the option to drive around.
Heading out.
And I simply did not take it. Incendiary explosives. Combat. No. Even if I don't keep this stuff, I like to save afterwards. That way, it's not on my map anymore. Now, when I get to the... I'm going to turn my microphone off because I don't remember if there's going to be any dialogue even when approaching this place. And I'm going to take better safe than sorry route.
Redeploy. I'm on it.
Crime Lord defeated. Hilarion was right. These guys had quite the operation going, but that's all going to change. One down, just one more to go. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. They're having a criminal organization on a planet that has a cold hazard on there. Probably damn close to being inhospitable, if not completely inhospitable. I'm so glad I have my Mako. Alright, I need to get in my vehicle. Alright. You know what? I'll wait until I'm... Okay, I still have one more planet to go for this. Now, I plan to be live a minimum of 2 hours. I have a cap that basically says that I can't be live any longer than 10 a.m. This is more or less for my own physical health. I don't like to overexert when I have medical issues crop up. Even the chronic ones I live with. As they don't always bother me, but when they do, it's... Just resave. Okay, let's see. Zoom out of this. Oh wait, I forgot to check which planet I need to go to now. Assignments. Hostile takeover. I did not eliminate both of them. Game. I only eliminated one of them. Okay. Hand system. 2 criminals are located in the hands system of the Gamma cluster and in the dis system of the Hades Gamma. Okay. Let's go to Hades Gamma and dis system. That's not Hades. Okay, that's Hades Gamma. Dis, where are you? That's the system I want. I'm gonna quickly survey everything onto this system, and I'm gonna find out what I need. No. As of late, I discussed this in my Discord, I believe, but I didn't make a big deal out of it on the Twitter. And I just thought I'd like to, at the very least, address it in the streams. Back in the day, I actually made a resume for Rooster Teeth. Because I wanted to work in the achievement hunter / let's play department. Turn insignia. I thought it would be like metal surveyed. I thought it would be a good fit. This was before I was a content creator on Twitch, or before this account even existed. So this was a bit back. obviously they did not hire me. To say the least. Anyone that's kept up with their stuff knows, well, I obviously never got a job there. This went long term. This action, well, let me mute myself for a moment. Long term, this actually benefited me greatly because, as it turns out, all right, let's check out the anomaly first. It eventually turned out that worked out for my benefit because Rooster Teeth apparently had a whole bunch of controversies. There were people that were quitting. There were people that got laid off, like 50 people. Then there was alleged pedophilia with two of their front-running employees. One of them worked in the department I wanted to work in, and it was just one thing after another. Okay. Looks like I'm gonna have to mute. Okay. It says that there are footprints that I need to follow. But kind of getting back on track. I learned of all of these scandals and... Alright. Okay, good. There's no... There's supposedly footprints. Which would... I don't know about you, but I can't see these footprints. Bingo! Yeah, I'm having issues with my capture card. I'm gonna have to restart stream. God damn it. I'm gonna save here. Give me one moment. I'm going to be viewing this strictly off of my OBS for the Streamlabs OBS. This way, if it blinks again, I will be able to know. And there's no lag, so... Now, for those watching on YouTube, I'm probably gonna have to be Googling this up sometime after cast. You know what? I bet dollars to donuts that that thing's just gonna lead me to the area to survey. That's if I even find the footprints. I hate mission goals like this. I don't see any footprints. Okay. I think I fixed whatever the problem was. I think it just required me to plug in and then unplug in my capture card. That's the second time that that's happened. I may have to replace my capture card. I don't want to do that because that is not a cheap thing to replace. Really? You're gonna take on a tank with... Alright, let me just quickly... I only did that because they kept shooting at my tank. Still not taking it on as of yet. Seriously, you see a massive tank on the horizon, the last thing you want to do is start shooting at it. Get the attention of like a six-wheeled vehicle with a cannon on it. Yeah, that's a brilliant idea.
Moving out.
Okay, this is likely the last thing to get. Game? I feel like looking everywhere for this. Just give me a marker. There. That's one good thing I can actually say about the mapping system is, with the exception of a few maps, you can very easily find your way around. I really wish I was able to tell how long I'm live for, but I'm gonna have to go to my... videos to see how long I've been live for. That irritates me more than it probably should. And that's now taking go and pass broadcast. There we go. Okay. Oh, shit. There. Now I can see my stream. I hate it when my shipmates get in my way, literally. Just right in the way. But anyway, the oh wait, I need to mute myself because I'm here. Damn it.
I will destroy you!
I'm on it. Go, go, go!
Second crime lord defeated. That's both of them. No doubt Helena Balak will be overjoyed to learn that these two scum are no longer a problem.
Perimeter secured.
Wow. Anyway, I obviously didn't get the job, but with all the scandals, them letting people go, the CEO, the founders like leaving, some willingly, some not so willingly, some people because scandals, some people got fired because of political differences within the office. I don't know the exact details to that, but yeah, that's apparently the reason. I'm not even saying allegedly, for the reason being that was made public by the person, and the only part that was in dispute was the company used the term laid off, and the person that lost their jobs had fired. That was the only bit of it that was in dispute. And after that kind of... Alright. After that kind of clusterfuck, that was more or less how it happened. So... Alright. I still have one more part of this mission to go, and there is dialogue to this next part. I apologize, I'm just checking out to see if there's a potential bot in my channel. And anyone that's read the rules, not that most people on Twitch read rules, I have a legitimate rule against botting on my channel. There we go. And surprise, surprise, it's a bot. There you go. Enjoy your permaban. I wonder if it's even still in my channel anymore after that. Well, for the time being it is, but that account can't talk in here. Oh shit, that reminds me. Did I even set it up so that my alerts are... that my audio alerts are... will go through? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I did not. Well, they'll go through now. I did not do that. When I'm done with this, when I'm done with this stream, I have to look into capture card disconnecting, because I can't have that happen on stream again. I'd like to know what the cause is and to know if I can fix it. Or if it's just a loose wire or something. It likely is a loose wire. Dampening. Now, for those of you that are watching up on YouTube, just know that you're not going to notice anything other than the capture issues, because it's not going to affect you. At the very least, I do know where the issue is to a degree. I know that it's the capture card, and it's not my sound setup. And I know it's not my splitter. That eliminates a lot of possibilities to just the capture card. And the bot is gone. Amazing. People still think that that's acceptable. I have in my damn rules, no bots, no malicious behavior, no intolerance, shit like that. And it's amazing how many people have actually complained about this channel being in follower only mode. Yeah, it's in follower only mode because I get botted and I get really bad. Oh no. I get people of questionable quality in here, like it's of toxicity and shit. The last thing I want to do is open the floodgates for that kind of crap. Alright, now let's see. Did this mission. Go to journal. To assignments. Go to the flora system. Yeah, go to Fortuna system in the Horsehead Nebula. Okay. Horsehead Nebula is where I'm heading. Zoom out. I just want to make sure I've properly surveyed all the planets in this system. I'm like tempted to end cast and just do like tech stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna finish this mission, and then I'm gonna end cast so that I can figure out what the fuck is going on with this capture card. Okay. Was it the Horsehead Nebula? I don't know. Let's just say it was. Yeah, it was. That's not it. I want to do this survey before I Land on the planet. Rare element. Well, apparently, this might be a connection issue. Let me see. Okay. This might actually be a connection issue. I might have to just switch to where the USB is connecting towards, and then I should be all good. Alright, I'm gonna finish up this mission and then I'm gonna call it a cast. Alrighty, there is some... I hate this. Okay. Let's see if I can just... I did not intend to get iridium, but... Mineral surveyed.
More shall gather. More shall enter the fray.
Hey, Sumi. Alright. I promised you that since, we have good news and bad news on that front. I've had, like, issues with my capture card disconnecting on me. Luckily, I think I know what it is. It's as easy as just moving over the connection. I was planning on ending cast a little early so that I could actually fuck around with it. But since you're here, I will say the story that you've been curious about with the neighbor situation. This was a neighbor that moved out, the crazy one, the one that was lying on the grass naked. And lighting things on fire. Alright, I'd say probably about 2 or 3 years ago, This was like roughly 2017, 2018. Somewhere in that time frame. I had this neighbor that moved into the neighborhood, and you know how you can just kind of tell that someone is off? Well, I was kind of given that vibe about them almost immediately. They, the instant that they moved in, they asked to borrow the phone, because I have a cordless phone. It's a landline, but, you know, it's still cordless. And after about 2 or 3 hours, it became apparent that they were not going to give it back. So they essentially borrowed it because they were having problems setting up their phone and needed to call. Oh shit, I just drove past what I needed to. They needed to call the phone company to get their phone line connected, which, no big deal. I've dealt with phone companies and cable companies. I'm aware they can be outright dicks. So, like 2 or 3 hours go by, and he was like, oh, I'm just gonna borrow it for like 10 or 20 minutes. It shouldn't be long. After like the 3-hour mark, I'm like, yeah, that's way more than 10 minutes. I knocked on the dude's house, and he was like, oh yeah, let me go get the phone. I stepped into his house very uncomfortable because dude was weirding me out just by not giving the phone back. And I waited in his house for like another 30 minutes. So it's roughly 2.5 to 3.5 hours I'm waiting to get this phone back. And I basically make the decision that I'm never handing him anything ever again after that. Because if you ask to borrow something for me and you're like, yeah, it's just going to be 10 or 20 minutes, and you take hours on end, I'm going to consider it damn near supernatural if I get the damn thing back. And what he borrowed wasn't even worth any money. It's actually difficult to find that kind of thing. So 30 minutes later, he gives the phone back. I guess he buried it with his stuff. And from that point on, I decide I don't want to have anything to do with that person for the rest of the time that he's living here. Dude doesn't make it that easy on myself. On my end, I had no intention to really interact with him. I didn't want to cause any problems with him, but I very much did not want to interact with that person. And lo and behold, he had a party in his house the very next day, and it was just going on for hours and hours and hours. The police were called, like, I want to say 4 times before they finally broke up the party. And said, yeah, you're breaking noise ordinances, you know, you have to kind of end the party. And when the police finally decided to do their job and end the party, I think it was his son that decided, you know, now's a good time to fight with the police. And when I say fight, I don't mean like yell and scream and shit. I mean there was a fist fight. This person's son decided that they were going to have a fist fight with the police. Now, his son didn't live with him. He was an adult, and I'm guessing he was just visiting his father to kind of welcome into his new place, as he'd only stayed there like a day. And this was Son of a bitch. This was the first incident. This was the first incident where the cops actually called on them, and there was a fist fight. It lasted, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. The things that was said in the house could very easily be heard from where I'm living, and I cannot repeat the things that were said. I shit you not, because they would be they'd be a Twitch TOS violation. It was bad, and frankly, if someone said the kind of shit that I heard, I'd ban them in this community. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's their kid, that's their boy, you know? It's oof. And then from then on, I didn't really hear of anything until I heard the horror stories from the neighbors. I heard, hey, this guy's laying naked in the grass, and we have videos of it. They didn't show me the video of it, but they're like, hey, I didn't have any reason to doubt them, with the simple reason that I had weird feelings from this guy. He was like giving me weird vibes, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably believable. And it didn't stop from the nude thing either. He'd occasionally walk around the neighborhood with his dog off of a leash, which is against local ordinances, and he'd threaten people with his dog and try to use his dog as, for lack of a better word, as a weapon. When that went down, cops didn't do anything. And then he had problems paying his rent because his roommate like ditched him or whatever. And he claims that his roommate stole a whole bunch of money. He was the kind of person that constantly would brag, hey, I have a whole bunch of money on my table. And then he actually proclaims right before he moves out that someone robbed him, probably his roommate. And he went around the neighborhood asking people for money. No one gave the dude cash. Not a single individual. I was lucky enough that he didn't ask me, because I would have turned him down and then called the cops. Oh. That's supposed to actually... I don't know why that command isn't working. While I'm fixing this, I'm going to mute myself and allow the dialogue to play.
Hello again, Commander Shepard. I owe you a debt of gratitude. With my former partners dead, this syndicate is now mine. I could not have done it without you.
Those men deserve to die. Now, are we going to have a problem?
Not if I can help it, Commander. I hope you can see that I am by far a lesser evil than those men. Under my leadership, this organization will restrict itself to gambling and smuggling illegal technologies. There will be no drugs and no slave-taking for the Batarians. Those days are over.
I'm giving you one chance to live through this. Shut this gang down.
I cannot believe you place such a high priority on stopping such petty, victimless crimes. If I disband the gang, I walk away freely. I have not come so far to be arrested. I would die before going to prison. I would most certainly kill before going to prison. Now, do we have a deal?
You're free to go. I don't ever want to see this gang again. If I do...
You won't. I'm not so foolish as to break my word to a Spectre. Now, if you'll excuse me, my men become nervous in the presence of law enforcement agents. Goodbye, Shepard.
Anyway, like I was saying, I heard issues of him like asking people for money, and no one would give him money, and then about like a week later he said, "Oh, I'm moving away. I'm moving away." This was after he allegedly laid naked in the neighbor's lawn and essentially pissed off. The day of, and there was neighbors that had video footage, and they showed me this, of him lighting things on fire in the driveway, like right next to where I live. He was like full on psycho at this point. And it was like really close to where I live. Apparently he was burning his own possessions. No one knows why. I'm sure he was breaking some kind of law, but he probably stopped before law officials could actually stop him. And that same day, he basically told everyone, "I'm not coming back in this neighborhood. I'm gone." And at some point, he pissed off. You know, like he went bye-bye. And I didn't see him for the rest of that day. I didn't see the fire thing personally or the naked incident. But I really didn't put that behind him. You know, like I didn't think he was above that. Okay, let's... What other... I'm gonna mute my microphone just in case, because I'm gonna go system hopping. Now, I see that command for Mike. Now, let me do that manually, because I can't seem to get that bot to do the command. Widgets. This is why I wish Nightbot would actually take care of this. I'm going to mute myself just for a quick second. Okay, so after him lighting things on fire, from what I heard, it's rumored that he got arrested and was later released that same day. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, it wouldn't shock me. And at that point, at night, when everything was calm, I heard glass break. Like, this was very clearly glass from a residence. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff here, so I don't mind talking over this minor stuff that I can collect. Glass shattered. Dialed 911 and I was like, hey, I think someone's breaking into my neighbor's place. You know, they moved out, but the house is vacant. It's middle of the night. He made sure that everyone knew that the house was empty. Someone's probably taking advantage of empty rental property and probably an easy score to essentially rob and loot the place without any kind of resistance. Cops showed up. And oh shit. And turned out to be my neighbor. And the cops were like, well, if this was your former neighbor, why would you call the police? I'm like, hey, it's the middle of the night. He told everyone he was moving out. If I don't look out for myself and I go over there willy-nilly without knowing who's breaking into the property, I essentially put myself in harm's way. You know, someone could shoot or stab me at that point, and I become a cautionary tale for... I hate that I become a cautionary tale for someone else. And the cops were like, right. They didn't have any kind of counter argument for that. And they talked to him and was like, hey, you can't break into that property. It's not yours. And you're making people concerned that there's a robbery in progress in the area. From then on, I didn't hear of anything until, I'd say 2 weeks later. Because 2 weeks later, I hear from the neighbors. I hear that he got arrested the day after he broke into his former place of residence. And the reason why he got arrested was because he refused to pay the property owner for damages that were accumulated onto the house. He wouldn't pay for the broken window, and he wouldn't pay for any other damages his roommate or he actually did. No. And because he was on the hook for all the financial expenditures as far as damages go, because his name was on the rental lease, he was deemed as being financially responsible and legally liable. He refused, and then he went to prison. From what I heard, he was heard very loudly exclaiming, "What's going to happen to my dog?" The same dog he used to threaten people with. I have no empathy for him or his dog. And the reason I have no empathy for him or his dog is because when I was a kid, I almost lost a testicle to a dog attack. Unsurprisingly, I don't like dogs. I know that that's damn near blasphemous to say on Twitch, and you can practically get deplatformed for that, but you know, when that happens, you don't exactly have a good relationship with an animal like that afterwards. And I generally don't have fond feelings for dogs just because of that. And so I wasn't going to feel any empathy for his dog, especially when he actually took that around the neighborhood and started threatening a whole bunch of minors with it. Like, the dog's going to bite you, and kind of going on a Neanderthal macho kind of stance. Ugh. So, I don't know what happened to his dog. I just know that the cops hauled that individual off. Oh, wait, here it is. No, I want to get in the vehicle. Thank you, game. Oh, you know what? It might not have been the capture card failing. It could have been like that instance of a save.
You need to turn back, Commander. You're going beyond the range of the operational area.
Yes, I am. Alright, Ty. Let me just label this. So, yeah, he was essentially hauled off to prison. I don't know what the charges were. It's likely breaking and entering or a misdemeanor destruction of private property. Since the break-in, I haven't heard anything from him. He's been gone. It's been quiet for like literal years on that end. But that kind of individual, I basically say that I'm just waiting for them to make a return. There are a lot like evil villains in Batman comics, where they're like, you got rid of me for two entire books, but I have returned. There appears to be no one left at this camp. The generator is still functioning, but there is no sign of the former occupant. The camp's computer notes several locations of interest. Huh. Open journal. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that. I kind of need to know what that is. I'm pretty sure I did everything I could in that area. I'm reasonably sure that it... Alright. I have to be almost on top of it. That rock has to be it. Probably a mineral survey. And that is a mineral survey, but let's see what else I can find. Abandoned camp. Anomaly. That map thing is... it makes this entire planet bearable. My stupid blow-up mattress. I'd hate to live near that. Oh yeah, it was hell, but that person only stayed for like a year and a half. So 12, 70, like 18 months. It was, ooh, that was a rough 18 months though. So I hope you managed to sleep well, and I'm glad that you finally caught a stream. Alrighty, I think that is something I already did. That's where I'm at. Yeah, I had a late start today due to technical issues. Suffocated and good God. How the hell did that happen? I mean, I hope you're okay, but now I'm legit curious. Suffocated into a wall? What were you doing? Construction? Or did a wall like collapse? The blow-up mattress keeps losing air, and I keep leaning to the side and suffocating between the mattress and the wall. Ah, I see. I hate to break it to you, but one of two things is going on with that mattress. Either there's a leak, or the material has thinned out so much that it's now no longer able to retain air. I've had more than a few mattresses, so after 2, sometimes 3 years, they are no longer able to keep air. So they don't particularly last very long, especially with a fair amount of use. It's a really shitty product. I've had more than my fair share of them. Well, that sucked. I think I'm losing air because my kitten stabbed holes in it. She keeps scratching. Yeah. A cat with claws out, that'll ruin one of those mattresses damn near every time. I can almost guarantee you that's what's going on. I've been down that route. But the way it was said about, oh, I'm suffocating into a wall, it just made it sound so much worse than what I was expecting. Oh. I don't know if that opened up because I actually did the previous one or what. It hurts. Yeah. Cats? Kittens don't quite know how sharp their claws are yet. Though when some kittens grow up to be cats, they become very well aware of how sharp their claws are and just never give a fuck. It's sometimes difficult to tell, though. Oh boy, this one's... Is this one actually under... Oh, it's only partially underground. I like how she bites my nose. It's really painful. I get that. I had a cat that liked to bite and claw the living hell out of my legs. To this day, I still have some nasty scars that he gave me. Not out of maliciousness, more out of a playful nature. It's not to say that he never left me any scars out of maliciousness. Wild hair crawled up his butt, and anything was possible. We go here. Alright. I think I managed to get everything in this. Now, if I remember correctly, there's no dialogue. Yeah. That's not even the worst place I've heard of cats biting people. I've both seen and heard of worse. Oh, wow. There might be... Yeah, there's two more. Nope. Is that last thing firing from?
Got it.
Huh. Well, it's got everything in this area. She never leaves me alone, though. Probably because she sort of thinks me of as her mother. Yeah, cats. If cats cling to a person because they think that they're, for lack of a better word, their parental figure, they will cling to you. How is the... Well, aside from the nose biting, how is... Oh. Stop moving.
Watch out!
There we go. I mean, I did save her life, so it's not entirely strange. If you were gonna ask how she's doing, she is great. Shitting, clawing, and eating all day. Hopefully not all in the same location. But yeah, that sounds like she's doing great. There's more enemies up there.
You must die.
I need to go upstairs to actually do that fight. Let me just switch to my shotgun. This has explosive rounds. It's like tossing a grenade directly at my enemy. There we go.
All clear, Commander.
Computer access. Save. You have discovered the corpse of Captain William of the MSV Majesty. His stiff fingers are wrapped tightly around a small data pad. Take the data pad. Okay. Journal. School is great too, aside from the poison I have to call food at the cafeteria. I've been having a good prideful day because I wear Lincoln Park shirts to school. I mean, yeah, I get that. Being able to, how should I put this? Being able to express yourself is a pretty empowering thing. I grew up with like at least one shitty parent that did not let me express myself. I could express their views, I could express their opinions, but when it came to myself, I was not allowed to express that in the least, because there was a definite clash between their views and mine. I couldn't even express interest into video games or the bands I'd listen to because it didn't reflect what they were into. And it was like, ugh. So I understand how empowering it can be just to express your own persona. That's that is some life-altering shit if you don't have that ability. Let me see. When I was a kid, I could not express my interest in video games like Gears of War, Mass Effect, literally the game I'm currently playing, and not even something as wholesome as a Super Mario Brothers, none of that. I couldn't express my interest in Metallica, Disturbed, Linkin Park. If there was a band that I'd listen to, I just flat out couldn't express it. But I'm sorry that depression has hit you hard, but at least, you're seeing somebody. That would, and at least it's helping. That would have been my go-to. And it wasn't all, the things I couldn't express wasn't all just video games and music. How should I say this without being offensive? I don't really think I can. I was not raised by people that were academically inclined. Yes, both my parents had high school diplomas, but both my parents were college dropouts. And they always looked at education as a form of to better your personality rather than to look for a career, and rather than to increase your chances of improving your standing in society or your standing in a career field. They never saw the practical application of going to college. It was all, hey, this is going to be good for you in the long run kind of thinking. It'll fill out your personality. It'll look good on a resume without actually applying that to a career. Let me... Okay. I'm gonna mute myself just for a second here. All right, I was not allowed to express my my interest in things other than that because I wasn't raised by people that were academically inclined. By the time I left middle school, I had probably surpassed my parents intellectually. But I would say probably about 9th grade when I was just about to become a freshman in high school, but not quite there. That's when I pretty much surpassed them academically speaking. There was a hell of a lot of people that are actually smart in my family. Academically inclined, maybe. And even the most academically inclined person is not myself. I'm not full of myself. The most academically inclined person is probably my sister. I don't know about who's the smartest. She pretty much dropped out of college proper after an injury made it impossible for her to go after her career. So I can't hold that against her intelligence. But my sister essentially wanted to become a teacher, and due to an injury, that did not happen. Have I already been on this planet? So, there's definitely more to that when it comes to school. Yeah, when it comes to school, my goal is to get a high GPA, or at least 3.2. But anyway, it's too early. I'm going to head back to bed. I'm glad I was able to make the stream though. Yeah. I definitely took like more of an practical approach to it. But there's more to school than personal betterment. My sister intended to become a teacher, and because of her injury, she couldn't manage it. Let's see, it's right about... Yeah. There. Now, myself, I wasn't going to go to college unless I had a reason to go to college. I took an insanely practical look to it. I took the stance that if I'm going to go to college, I'm going to go for a reason. I'm going to go because I can go after a certain career. I'm not looking to get betterment as a person. It would be so that I could pursue something I wanted to do. And, you know, surprise, surprise, I wanted to look into theatrical arts, and I wanted to look into historical sciences, paleontology primarily. Now, I wanted to essentially either become a stand-up comedian in the same vein as George Carlin, or what's another way of putting this? Or a paleontologist. Now, I did not. I'm hoping to avoid a fight. I'm not going to go in there just yet. This is going to be fun. Protein data recovered. I did not like doing that. All right, map. Okay, let's go into... Let's go into the research facility. That isn't shooting at me. There we go. That seems like a good fit. Now, I knew for a very long time I wanted to get into paleontology. I'm still not in school for it, unfortunately. I had actually, right before the pandemic hit, like, the thought process of me going to school specifically for that was a notion I was starting to finally entertain. And I was kind of forced to actually put it into more of a practical thought process. And I was like, okay, what field of paleontology do I want to go in? Oh, son of a bitch. And I kind of realized from even a young age I wanted to study dinosaurs, so there wasn't much of an argument about which era of paleontology I had the most interest in. It was easily the Mesozoic era. Okay. I'm gonna save here. I have no idea if there's going to be anything that's going to have any dialogue, so I'm going to mute my microphone.
Hostile spotted.
You eliminated the threat at this facility. Continue to one of the other nearby labs. Yeah, my so going back to what I was talking to, my interest was the Mesozoic era because I knew I wanted to get involved in dinosaurs. Then I was like, well, what do I want to study? And then I'm just kind of looking at my own fossil collection, and I'm looking at all the various teeth and stuff I have, and I'm like, what do I have the most of? Because that's going to pinpoint what I'm most interested in. And I'm like seeing, okay, there's for every non-dinosaur fossil I have, Megalodon is on the way, an Ammonite I already have, and a trilobite, and a Triceratops and a T-Rex. Well, a Triceratops, an Ammonite, Triceratops tooth and ammonite. And a trilobite, and like the rest is just theropod teeth fossils. And I'm like, well, the vast majority is theropods. Like that's easily what I have the most of. So it really pointed to what I was most interested in. Because why would I have it unless that was an area of interest? So if I was given the opportunity, I would probably do morphological analysis of theropods from the Cretaceous all the way to, well, from the Triassic all the way through the Cretaceous period. And then COVID hit and blah. But my interest in college has always been, well, how can I use it to better my future rather than better myself? That view clashed with my family's, and while they had high school diplomas, very few people in my entire family actually had college diplomas, and no one in my immediate family. My grandfather on my biological father's side of the family is illiterate. Like, he cannot read at all. I don't know how he got a driver's license, but he did. I don't think he's still driving anymore, though. Last I heard, he was going blind. And my and he never had a high view of education to begin with. So the education in family has been somewhat sparse and minimized. As far as I know, there's not going to be, I know this mission, there's not going to be any dialogue in buildings. Alright, I'm going to mute myself now.
Hostile spotted.
We gotta make sure that doesn't happen again.
There was no sign of Kohaku among the creeper corpses. He must be be at one of the other labs in the area.
Let's head to that next base, Shepard. This is my kind of mission.
Okay. Now, to the best of my knowledge, I have one blood relative that went to an Ivy League school, and there was 2 blood relatives I know of that was invited to go to Ivy League schools. Or 2 people in my family, excuse me, that were invited to Ivy League schools, and that includes myself. I was invited to go to Harvard Law. I rejected them because of political views. I mean, if you question the legitimacy of your own government, chances are you don't want a job where you're working in a court of law representing it. It's just a bad mix of personal views conflicting with personal profession, and you'd be forced to choose one. I'd have to say that financially I made a decision that was against my own interests, but I couldn't see how that wouldn't drive me nuts. I just couldn't see, I can't visualize an outcome where that would end particularly well. I can envision a lot of outcomes and where it would end really, really shitty, but not anywhere it would end particularly well. So, because of that, I was like, nah, that's not a good fit. I ultimately got harassed by blood relatives for that, and I knew that was going to be the case no matter which way I leaned, because if I went after it and I sought it like legitimately, I'd have family that would be pissy for me for having an education in a career field that I didn't pursue. That was one outcome. Another Wastelander has joined the community. Thank you for the follow. What? I could have gone into I could have gone to Harvard and go through all the nitty-gritty of becoming a licensed attorney and then never pursue a career in that was a weird bug. And have like blood relatives be like, you wasted our time and money, you know, and blah. Deal with that shit. I could essentially become an attorney and burn out on it. That's always fun. Burning out on a job you don't want because it simply pays well or even exceedingly well. Yeah. That seems like a stable thing to do. Just That seems like the wise thing to do. Just get a job that's going to burn you out pretty much at the door. That seems like a good, stable thing to do. So that was one thing I could have done. And my third option was just to say no. I wasn't really given a lot of good options. All right, I'm gonna mute myself in here.
One last stop to make, Commander. We owe Kahoku that much.
You check for a pulse but find none. Admiral Kahoku is dead despite the ferocity of the creatures he was sealed in with. There are no signs of trauma on his corpse. The needle marks on his arm suggest a different means of execution.
Oh god. It's Admiral Kahoku.
I guess Cerberus found him after all.
Okay. Now, my entire so the entire thing about Harvard was it was a bad fit. I'd burn out on a job I didn't want, or I'd get education for a job I wouldn't take. I was not given any good options on that. And the fact that my family would just looked at that as, that is the end all be all. Just get a good high paying job. I don't look at money as... I don't look at money the same way that most Americans look at money. Most Americans look at money and... I mean, yeah, it's a necessity. I agree with that. Don't really like that's a thing, but unfortunately it is. Okay. That's what that is. Okay, that's crashed probes. Alright, I don't know if I've been to this one or not. I might have been to all of them. So, when you're essentially given two choices, you know, go for a job that you know you're going to hate, but it's going to be high paying, and one that you're going to burn out very quickly on. I mean, there was a chance this scholarship wasn't a full scholarship, and there would be a chance that I wouldn't be able to finish due to finances. So that was a very strong possibility. Alright, let me just go to journal. Okay, you found the location of a major Cerberus facility and the facility head to Nephron system in the Nephron in the Columbia system of the Voyager cluster and destroy it. Okay. So yeah, that was my entire take from that. Is that I could burn out on a job I didn't want. I could go after the education for a job I wasn't going to take. Or I could say fuck it. And here's the thing, if I went after the education for a job I wasn't going to take, there would be a good chance I'd lose the scholarship because it would have been attached to the career that they wanted, that they were essentially leading me to, as though I was a camel being driven by a leash. I didn't have a lot of good options, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do the one that's gonna cause me the least amount of mental damage. I even asked them, is there any way that I could go to college and go under this scholarship and not take attorney courses and go after something else? And they were like, no, this is just for law. And I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that. They did not care for that answer. Okay. Save here. I believe it was in the Voyager cluster. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay, Nephron system. I am in the Voyager cluster. Okay, let me just make about the same mistake 10 times. Amazon, Columbia. Am I sure about that cluster? Am I 100% that's in the Columbia system? Okay, I see where I'm fucking up then. And that should be right about here. But yeah, my entire thought process was something to the tune of I'm not going to go to school for a job or something I don't have interest in terms of becoming professional at. I don't know of anyone that goes to college and actually says to themselves, I'm going to go after a career that I hate. I'm going to go after something that I adamantly despise or conflicts with my own views and opinions. I don't know of anyone that does shit like that, and that's what was expected of me. No. But by the same token, I was not allowed to express interests in... I was not allowed to express my own actual, true, honest interests. I was not allowed to express my interest in paleontology. I mean, I was allowed to look up it and read books and stuff of that nature, but only because it was considered to be ironically educational in their eyes. They're like, we're not going to keep the information from you, but we're going to sure as hell judge you for having an interest in something you're looking up. Yeah, that's great. That's not hypocritical in the least. Map. I'm taking it that this is going to be a big map. I mean, I'll grant you that I actually love paleontology. I'll grant you that I have kind of like blinders onto what I'm interested in into that specific field. But it more or less works in my advantage because it lets me know what I want and then it becomes less of a matter of what do I want to achieve and more of a matter of how am I going to achieve it. Easier said than done. What I need to do is I need to sit down and write down goals of how I'm going to achieve things in my various interests. How am I going to get involved into theatrical arts? How am I going to get into paleontology? About the closest I have to a goal for either is that I'd want to be akin to the for stand-up comedy, which is the only area of theatrical arts I know I have an explicit interest in, is that I'd want to be akin to George Carlin's stand-up. Those not familiar with it, with his work, he was a comedian that would say, wow, I rolled over the corpse. Now I feel kind of shitty. Cerberus tags. Oh, it was Cerberus. Okay, now I'm back to not giving a fuck. Okay. I don't see much of anything else. I'm going to skip the base for a minute. Just so I can go after what the treasure is. The most I know of my goals of theatrical arts is that I would want to become the next George Carlin. Okay, that is not something I want to mess with right as of this moment. I said I didn't want to mess with it. No. I don't want to mess with that at the moment. Let's delay the shooting. Let's delay that just for a bit. Just no. Just gonna nope out of that for a moment. Huh. Okay, let me go into equipment. Let's switch to high explosive rounds. Okay. The instant I get my vehicle, I'm gonna save. As here's the thing, that the stuff that it gives you is random, and I don't feel like rolling the dice on that again. That seems like a good fit. Now that I'm done that, now I have to mess with these a-holes. Oh, I didn't change. I did not change the location. Whoops. So I knew that I know that for any theatrical arts stuff, the only thing that's actually reminiscent of a goal is to be the equivalent of George Carlin or the next best thing. And that is so extremely vague. And I feel like I've done the same thing with the paleontology thing too, but to a less degree. I know I want to specialize in morphological analysis of theropods. That's at least a specific department. It's a very specific department of paleontology. And I'm not against the idea of going into dig sites. That would actually be good for giving me hands-on experience. And I know I want to probably get a doctorate so that I'm able to have some kind of lateral movement in terms of occupation options and being able to charge more. I said I wanted to get into academics. I didn't say I didn't think about money at all. As much as I may have a distaste for it, is still a necessary evil. At the end of the day, you still have to be able to put food on the table. I just want to be able to do that without driving myself insane. And yeah, that's now if by some amazing stroke of luck. All right, I'm gonna mute myself just in case there's dialogue.
I'm a little busy here.
I got fucked up. I'm surprised I didn't lose it on that. Okay, this is next level bullshit. I believe I'm going to let them fight this battle for me. At least until I'm fully healed up, and I'm not going to use any of the Omni Gel. Oh, Rex, you are not looking good. That's not good, Rex. Let's use Unity. Wow. I'm gonna wait to go in there until my Unity has actually fully recharged, because I want to go in there now, but if I do that, I'm going in there alone. Almost recharged. They actually upped it so that it takes less time for the recharge to happen. All right.
Form up.
There we go. Oh shit, there goes my shields. Alright, I'm fairly certain. Yeah, my Unity is actually recharged. I'm gonna pause this so that I can mute my microphone. You cautiously press a few buttons and an alarm chimes. The optical database is flashing itself. Quickly, you copy as many files as you can before the hard suit's internal as you can to your hard suit's internal computer. Its memory wiped, the computer shuts down. The files are sure to be encrypted, but you've got time to crack them. Okay, that's where I'm gonna call it a stream. I mute my console. On Endcast there, I'm getting tired. That's the reason why I'm ending cast, not any other reason. I have an annoying video to upload to YouTube because it's going to be because I have to upload 2 video files and merge them into one. So yeah, I have to do that. And I have to screw around with the USB wiring of this fucking capture card. So I have things I gotta do. And until next time, later.